Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charles. I want to welcome you guys to the conversation. So today we're going to be talking about my man Kawhi Leonard again. Now, first of all, let me just quickly say that I know we got a lot of Clippers fans that check out these videos, and of all of you know the season is about to start, or probably, depending on when you see this video, it would have started already. So I want to talk about the season, more specifically about Kawhi Leonard going into this season and probably the next few years, and what will happen with his career in the NBA. So let's get into the content. So first things first, the question I have today for you guys is, if Kawhi Leonard wins a third title with a different team, will that make him a top 20 player of all time? So that's what we're going to be talking about today in this video. So all of you know the story of Kawhi Leonard, how he sort of rose to where he is at this point. He didn't come out, you know, he was sort of what we would consider a late bloomer when he started his career. He didn't come out with all of the hoopla and, you know, the fanfare when he came out. He wasn't one of the top recruited players in the world coming out of college. So all of these things weren't really, you know, going his way. He just sort of flew under the radar. San Antonio picked him up, and he quietly developed into the person and player that he is today. The one thing that he was really good at, that actually was the reason why he won his first NBA Finals MVP, was for his stellar defense. Not just his defense abilities, but the defense that he was able to play on LeBron James with the Miami Heat in the finals that helped the San Antonio Spurs win that title against the Miami Heat. So it was because of his defensive prowess that really set Kawhi Leonard apart from, you know, pretty much every other player in the league, especially if we're going to talk about from the defensive end of the court. Since then, something quite miraculous ended up happening. He ended up developing a really stellar offensive game to now match his defense, and that was something that a lot of us didn't really see coming. I mean, he went from averaging, you know, 14 points a game, 17 points a game, to all of a sudden averaging 25 points. Last year, he averaged basically 27 points a game, and in the playoffs, he ended up averaging 30, leading the Toronto Raptors to finals appearance and ultimately beating the Golden State Warriors to become a two-time NBA Finals winner, two-time champion, also a Finals MVP winner. So, also to go with his 2 Defensive Player of the Year awards and multiple All-Star appearances. So today in this video, we're going to be projecting ahead as to where we think Kawhi Leonard could end up in all-time rankings. Now, all of us are fully aware that he decided to sign with the Clippers instead of the Lakers, and not pairing up with AD and LeBron James, you know, with the Los Angeles Lakers and all of the hoopla and fanfare that they had. He decided that, yes, he wanted to come back home, play for his hometown, but instead he wanted to go sort of resurrect, you know, the Los Angeles Clippers, who have always played second fiddle to the Lakers. We all know this. LA is a Lakers town. They have 16 championships. So it's for good reason that there would be, you know, that LA would be a Lakers town. I mean, they won, and you know, winning does matter, and you should be rewarded for winning. So we all knew going into this offseason that if he did sign with the Clippers, he was going to be the underdog. They were coming from behind. And let me just say this. If there are any Lakers fans watching this video, I'm a huge Kobe Bryant fan, have always been. There's no way that Kawhi Leonard, if the Clippers win a title, or even 2, that they now become all of a sudden the Kings of LA. There's no way. How are we going to make up for 16 championships? There's no way you can make up, you know, 16 championships with 1, and you can't make up that amount of ground, you know, in such a short period of time and with such a small accomplishment. So in no way, shape, or form am I saying that. Instead, the point I'm trying to make in this video is, if Kawhi Leonard does win his 3rd title, where would that put him all time? Well, we first have to go through the list and look at the active players right now that are currently playing in the NBA and see where they would rank if nothing changed at the end of their careers. If nothing changes, if they didn't win any more than they didn't win any other championships, where would they rank? Now, currently in the league, do we have any top 10 players that are most likely going to go top 10 all time? Well, it looks like currently we have Stephen Curry. Is he going to be in the top 10 of all time? No, unless you're one of those crazy people that works the Bleacher Report that has him in the top 10 and Kobe Bryant ranked at number 14. So no. LeBron James in most people's lists and most estimations will be a top 10 player of all time. Now, wherever you have him ranked, maybe 2, 3, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, whatever it is, that's a completely different discussion. That's not what we're dealing with today. But for all the active players, there are very few players that we can say are going to be in the top 10. Yes, we have Chris Paul. Dwayne Wade retired. Is he in the top 10? Not really, because who are you going to put him ahead of? Is he the greatest shooting guard of all time? No, there are two shooting guards already ahead of him. You have MJ, you have Kobe. So Dwayne Wade, who had a stellar career, 3-time NBA champion, scoring champion, all these great things, multiple-time All-Star, he didn't make it into the top 10. So looking at Kawhi Leonard, we now have to look at, okay, if he's going to make it in the top 10, who are we taking off, right? And if we're going to look at as far as positions, we can look at his position. Now, most people watching this video would not put Kawhi Leonard ahead of LeBron James, and for good reason. The reason is, and the only reason is for longevity. Not on impact, but on longevity. Now, some watching this video may say, well, LeBron went to 8 straight finals. Kawhi Leonard never did that. He never did that, and for good reason, I would rank LeBron James ahead of Kawhi Leonard right now. If we're going to be doing by counting numbers, meaning championships, which a lot of great players, especially former players, tend to rate as the #1 thing, then if Kawhi Leonard ends up with 3 or 4 or 5 titles, then it's going to be really hard to keep him out of the top 10, or at least as being the greatest small forward of all time. Why? Okay, if Kawhi Leonard was going to be ranked ahead of Larry Bird, let's look at Larry Bird. Larry Bird is a 3-time NBA champion. I think he averaged about 10 or 11 rebounds his career, and it was about a 23 or 24 point per game score throughout his career. You know, Mr. Clutch, we all know about Larry Bird, one of the greatest NBA players of all time, on most people's top 10. Some people have LeBron ahead of him. Others have Larry Bird ahead of LeBron. But then you have Kawhi Leonard, who's a completely different player from those guys. Kawhi Leonard is a mid-range player who is probably the greatest perimeter defender of all time. Now, and if you guys haven't seen the video where I actually, debated between Scottie Pippen and Kawhi Leonard as to who was the greatest defender of all time, you guys can check out that video in the link in the comment section below. We're going to link it at the bottom here so you guys can check it out. It's gotten a lot of great views, and people have had a lot of great things to say about that. So you guys can definitely check that video out when you have some free time. But to answering the Kawhi Leonard question, he's completely different than LeBron. Now, we all know LeBron James' #1 strength is his ability to facilitate a game, whereas Kawhi Leonard, his #1 strength is really the balance to the way he plays his game, but it's really predicated on being a two-way player. So going into all-time rankings, what's probably going to happen is going to come down to preference and resume. Some people may even bring in longevity, whatever it is. My question to you guys is, without making this too long, is if Kawhi Leonard does win his 3rd title in a different city with a different team, where would you rank him all time? Does he make it into your top 20 players of all time, or even higher? That's what I want to know from you guys. So in the comment section below, let me know if you think he'll make it in the top 20, if he does add another championship to his resume, and also where you would rank him. And if he doesn't make it in, let me know why you think I may be completely bugging out about this video. So once again, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel, and I'll definitely catch you guys on the next episode. This is Charles here from DreamersPro. Peace.